Oh, Scuff and Wessex blade. Jimmy. Now we're in my garage, and what I got to do is make a bit of space over here. I'll be a while. Just a while. Could be a fair while. Yeah. Funky. Remember them? Come on. I love low torque motors. Yes. Now, I know it's Tuesday, and I know the mystery's been going for like a week and a bit, and a few of you would be in on it. But I had to get it right on camera. Okay, so what's arrived? Well, it's a cross between a little bit of this that's tracking mechanism. And a little bit of this. That's a platiny thing. It also takes your fingers off if you get them trapped that way. Just a voice of experience. A little bit of this. Ooh, bit of that. Level work. Yeah, okay. Yes, Santa's sleigh was somewhat overloaded. Those are just the pieces, okay? Because what Brummy John Wellens has given me, okay? And normally I open up a parcel and it's a bit of a hit, the instant, you know, it's instantaneous. I knew what was coming a few days away, so whew, okay. I purposely didn't want to film it in case it looked contrived, okay? But I went up there and we talked rock and roll for about 2 hours because he was in a band as well, and wicked. Sandy, the crumpets were great. So 2 cups of tea later, because I like the Yorkshire tea. He's basically given me something that means more than someone buying a piece of equipment, and the reason is there. He built this years ago. And you know what it's like when you make something, there's you in it. This is this spit Nolan thing I'm into, you know. Someone gives you something as a machine, as a gift. It's fantastic. It's great. But up until that point, there's none of you in it. He built this from scratch. You're ready for this, because this is like. That's too much. So of course, he's there showing me this, and I'm there thinking hours and hour of planning, research, diagram, varying angles. I see turning, I see knurling, I see spring tensioners, I see tracking mechanisms, I see a lot of outlet, I see a lot of turning. Closer look, lads. So, thumping great bearings with grease nipples on top, so I just got to pack them full of grease again. There's a story to this. The tensioning system is like, well, there's overkill and there's, yeah, huge span of those two bearings. They're going nowhere. And you'd be surprised how much tension that this thing needs to run. Hence the funky prepper piece of wood. I've had tracking issues, not down to the design. I hadn't tuned into it, but that's only the half of it. Actually getting it on my bench was 2 nights work, and of course I didn't want to present it without it at least running and tracking and working and everything else. Putting the bolts through, one got stuck, and you can imagine my arms like that, as far as the bench will go as where I put the thing, so I could actually reach the bolts where they're going through. One got seized, but seized so it was still just spinning. So I knew what I had to try and grab hold of this. Try and grab hold of that. Can't really grab hold of them. So I grab hold of the bottom of that, knowing I'd screw up the thread. So I undid the nut down to the screwed up thread, popped it up, then grabbed hold of the square bit there, whilst I drove the nut past the screwed up thread that I held it with the first time. Just little things like that were playing on my mind. Oh, let's go in. Oh. So it's moving out there, and then the first time I put it on, obviously I am at the motor the same tension. Something might have moved the track in. It was a different belt. He had an Alox belt on it, I think he had. Where'd it go? It's here somewhere. And obviously that was different. So I put one. I thought, well, let's set it up for my. Well, that was 2 nights ago. I've sorted it out, and what I've done was the tracking wheel. I've just put a bit of insulation tape on and slightly crowned it, but offset to one side because it kept moving. And I've got it now. I've got it now. It wouldn't be right, I don't think, if it worked perfectly, because now there's already a bit of me in it. Alright, so here's the camera. There it goes. It is slow, but I have ideas about that for the future. So look what I found. A hornet. Now, what was happening before was I pushed down hard and the belt would just run off. But now, yeah, if I really push hard, it moves. That's hard enough. I mean, I can use that. He's back on track again. Sweet. But the tension on the motor is awesome. I mean, that was malleted in there. I could see why he had a piece of wood. But yeah, my reaction was, didn't know what to say, because I could see the time, and I'm there going, John, that's enough, mate. That's just, whoa. So I had the grinder. That. And then certain unmentionables. Might have made a mention in a few months ago that perhaps he ought to make, to which, you know, it's putting him in an awkward position, because you can imagine how long this takes to make. So obviously, in defence of Brummy John, don't all start clamouring, because I think he's after the quiet life and loads of leather work. Okay, so I'll put the shout out now that if there's 2 lucky bastards on earth, it's me and Jackwell. I don't think either of us could have come up at a better time, or at a certain stage in John's, you know, journey with engineering and leather and making and this and that, and But then I have been waiting nearly 4.5 years for the opportunity to get one. But I wasn't necessarily given one. So it was the offer of his grinder, not one he made. His grinder, not one he made. To which I was like, oh man, that'd be awesome. And then it turns out he was actually making me one as well. And would I want the stage that it's at the moment? Because it's got to the point where his level work, that's where he's going. So would I want the pieces as which gives me the opportunity to tune into this, fiddle with this, play with pulleys, play with drive wheels. You know, obviously if I put a drive wheel at the moment is this big. If I put a drive wheel on that big, I get a bigger motor, or maybe 2 offset free pulleys. I could actually get this thing to do 3 different speeds. I think it will take it. So there's potential here to turn this into something over and above what it is at the moment. And at the moment, it's an opportunity to do accurate lines. That's what I'm looking at. So with the other piece, this piece is lying around. I could have platinum on this one and maybe 10-inch contact length in time to come. So he's offered me the flexibility of that. But that wasn't it. Then he gave me a piece of railroad, which is like another handy anvil for my leather work. So when I'm putting my rivets on or studs in, I just put on desk. Ding, 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 ding. Oh yeah, I do. Instead of sat down at the thing and getting up and going over to my railroad, I just stay put, lift it up, put it on, ding, 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 done. Finish. Oh, John. And then he always belts as well, because he ain't using them because I got it. So yeah, I choked once or twice when I was there, but yeah. Look at that beast. I mean, anybody who's been following me the last 3.5, 4 years knows what this is all about. This is, I was a deer hunter. This is this. You know, this is serious. And I owe it to John to put this into good service, to use it, adapt it, Frankenstein it, do whatever I can to make this thing perform, shine, work its butt off, to, you know, pay homage to the effort that he's put into making it, creating it. So I don't know, part of it so comes into my garage now. That's so. There's a part of Birmingham in here. I still like looking at this going, I got one now, And I'm walking around with this sort of sense of contentment, calm. I ain't content, just I now can make a serious go at this. You know, if I can get it to go 50% twice as fast with triple pulley or some, the potential is there to get some serious machinery to do some serious work. And look at the platen alone. The platen alone is a massive difference. And the fact that I can angle this forward with my digi interkilometer. So, for all those who've been keeping a track on my ponderous odyssey, I got one. There are other developments as well, of which I'm going to keep close to my chest. But for now, thanks to everybody who's kept up, stay with me, you know, tuned in to my failings now and again, my trials in the garage and my dark, dingy, damp dungeon. Thanks to people like Kylie and Bruce, Dirty Room Noisdale, and Doberman, and Sandy, and Roach, and everybody else. I don't want to think about missing you out, but everybody else. But you could probably look back and think that single-handedly he's probably done the most massive thing. This is the biggest step that I've ever took, or I haven't took it, it's been given to me. The biggest door has been open, and it's John Williams. So John, thank you ever so much, mate. Bloody wonderful.